motion, anything to shake this monument. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another shade of blue, brought to you by Core Outdoor Equipment. We are the Kansas City Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. I've got Thad Bell, Robert Russert, David Greenwald, and Carrie Robinson. Now that we're doing video, everybody shows up every week. I got used to doing 4. Now we're on 5 every week. This is good. So we've got a first win of the season to talk about. And it feels like the first road win of this decade. That might not be exactly right. Somebody look that up for me. 2-1 over the LA Galaxy on the road. Lasse Berg Jansson was Foot Mob's man of the match with an 8.6. David, what did you think of our new Norwegian?
I feel like you're not excited enough for a victory pod.
You know,
like,
you're right. You're very right.
Like, where's the energy from you?
I really should have brought a lot more. I was describing how long of a working weekend I had before this. I can explain it. Carrie, can you bring energy?
Well, I was going to say, we had people on Twitter adding us for a victory pod. That's how excited people are.
Oh, crap.
Cody. So you got to hype this up more.
Crap.
No, it was great. It was for a game that, we certainly didn't dominate. It felt real nice to take all 3 points.
Yes, and I had the conversation about it being that this is the new regime, right? We burned everything down because, David, you know that this game felt like, especially when the goal for the Galaxy came, that this felt like a Sporting KC team that loses it late because that's what they historically do. But it's a different team now. Everyone's different, Thad. This is a whole different regime now.
Everyone's different. All of it's different. Everything's completely turned topsy-turvy. But I don't know. Do you want to be excited because it was more of a struggle for Sporting to get this win than it was last year because they actually had to shoot to get goals. Last year, the Galaxy just gave them to us, so it was a little harder this time.
Right, a little harder, but the goals were very nice, Robert.
Yeah, I mean, what was our XG? 0.4 or something like that. It's like, that was, I think it should have been higher. But yeah, we definitely, had 4 shots on goal by the time we scored 2. So 50%, that's not bad. And I mean, look at the goal. Dejan taking it by himself there in the corner, turning his defender inside out, putting it in the back post. I mean, come on, you can't get any better than that, right?
Decky is in top form, David.
This was a 2016 Sporting KC game in reverse. Like, how many games did we have under Vermees where we dominated possession, we dominated shots, crosses, corners, everything, and then some team would come into our stadium and smash and grab a 2-1 victory on some just nonsense. This was in reverse. It feels so good to be on the other side of it.
Another week where we snuck in a Vermees mention. One of these days will come an episode where we don't do that. But David, no, I'm telling you, we're not beholden to that anymore. That's what I was trying to get across. This feels different now. I didn't think that they were going to blow it, and I had confidence.
Can I say something kind of crazy?
Please.
I actually feel like our defense was better last week than this week. I felt like we got pulled apart more this week, that we were scrambling more, that I hate it, but our Brazilian friend with problematic heritage, I feel like was really making a mess of things for us on the back line. And last week I felt we were more composed, even though we lost. This was a smash and grab, and I loved every second of it.
It was messier than his hair.
I know. Every time David says problematic heritage, I keep thinking he's not going to get the idge out, and it's just going to be problematic hair. I'm like,
no,
don't
you
be
know
mean.
What? He could afford a flight on Turkish Airlines, but I'm not going to make fun of the man for like his genetics. I will make fun of the fact for his eugenics, but not for the fact that he's got male pattern baldness.
That was a good joke, David. Well done.
Yeah.
He should just shave it.
He should, but
just lean in, buddy.
Whatever.
But then he'd look like a skinhead. Did we move on too quickly from Lasse Berg? Did anyone want to comment on the debut? What a debut.
Cody, hold on. Was this all like a cloaked message to me that I should shave it and just, Is that
No.
is that what we're doing?
Robert,
You're
Robert,
telling on yourself. Like
every
I did
week
with my
you wear a
bed.
hat. Nobody has to know what's going on underneath it.
You don't shave it, Robert?
No, man, no. I do the comb over, following my dad's tradition.
Cody,
But
to your
anyway,
point, though,
Cody.
what a debut. What a debut.
Yeah, I mean, you want to look at Lossenberg's stats? Well, I've got some for you here. 3 clearances, 11 ball recoveries. I mean, David, you said our defense wasn't as good, but I agree with you. But Lossenberg, LBJ being in there, 11 ball recoveries. That's impressive. He had 83% of his duels he won, and then this stat, other end of the field, 8 passes into the final third. We only had 16 the whole match. He had half of them.
Wow.
Who had the other half?
Smattering of people.
One each.
Maybe
from
Manu
everybody.
had most of them, probably.
That's what I was
Yeah.
wondering, if it was Manu had the most of the rest of them, because it was nice to have him up the field with Lasse being, at the 6 area.
Yes, that's what I was going to get to. I think that helped a lot there, and we did finally get to see Manu and Decky messing it up there.
Yeah, it's one match, right? But he looked like the best 6 we've had since Piquillier. He was pinging passes around. His positioning was really good. He always seemed to be kind of a release valve whenever somebody needed to find, a way to get out of some pressure. He was one of the only guys who could complete a pass. I think we were under 80% for the night, but he was in 85, 89% passing.
Mm-hmm.
He looked legit. He looked like the guy, like the 6 we've needed for years.
Well, if you guys remember when Mueller showed up at Vancouver last year, one of the first things you noticed was him pointing, where the ball should go. And that's exactly what Ossenberg was doing last night for us as well.
Yeah, he was directing traffic, and I need to do a mic stat.
Cue the music.
LBJ.
Wait. Cue the music for Cody.
How do I do this on video? Let me cue the sound.
Just look stupid.
for people who've never watched us on video, Cody actually just does that live every time.
No, I don't. It's a sounder. It's a highly produced sounder. We paid money for it.
Lasse Berg Jonsson is the 300th player to appear in a competitive game for SKC. The first debut goal since 2020 for Polita and Kinda. And
I'm sorry, I was too distracted by your lack of confidence in saying his name. It was a really good. I think it was a good stat. I've already forgotten it because I was so worried about you.
The 300th and the 300th to appear in a competitive game for SKC.
300th. Okay, that is a good stat. And is that actually from Mike, or do we just? Okay, good.
That was from Mike. I asked him for Mike stats. He gave me 2 sets of them. That's why I had to scroll down to get to the other one. First goal by a KC player not named Jovic since Mason Toy's goal last year in August 30th. He had scored 6 of the last 7 before LBJ. The 7th was an own goal. So he's been scoring all the goals, and he's got 3 of the 4 so far this year for Sporting. So it's nice to have somebody else at least shoot on goal.
Gary, what'd you like this game?
Say that again.
What did you like this game?
We won. That's it.
Hey,
That's what I liked.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, really. I actually really liked Bartlow. I feel like last week and maybe the week before, I was like, I'm not sure about him. Surprisingly, no one expected him to come into this season. Well, maybe we did because we don't have enough players. But to have a starting role for him, and I actually thought he did pretty well.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty incredible, guys. We've got 3 trial lists across our back line that are playing and, performing, in degrees. But Bartlow and Reed have been, I don't know if Bartlow's been impressive, but he's been solid enough.
And then
Footmob didn't really like Bartlow as much as you, but it did give Meyer a pretty good rating.
Yeah. But I think we should all make a note that this is the second week in a row that we will not talk bad about Shoppy and his performance.
Yeah, did you see his rating on Footmob?
Yeah.
7.7.
Third highest on the team.
How do you feel, David?
Higher than Jovic.
Which doesn't seem right. I mean,
He's taking it in.
If anyone's watching David right now,
He's taking it in.
What do you have
You
to say
know?
about Shoppy?
There's nothing to say. I thought Shoppy was largely a passenger, and I did not think he was. I didn't think he was overtly bad, but I didn't think he did anything well.
He did a lot of work. He did a lot of running,
Yeah.
covering ground, and tracking back and breaking up passes and passing lanes.
He did. He played defense. He actually, I thought he did pretty well at a lot of that. Again, he's not the best one in the world, right? But I thought he did pretty well. And even WhoScored.com has him as the 5th best player on Sporting. So maybe that's a low bar, but
Our friend from Poland can't arrive soon enough.
Oh, did I forget that on the rundown? I did. I brought it up here and then didn't do that. Well, let's talk about that segment too, though. Are we? I don't think we're done with this game entirely yet, are we? I think we have the core moment of the game still.
very important. Cody.
So last week we did core player. This one we're going core moment because we're trying to get more creative. So we went with the core moment.
yeah. So we went
Of
from
the
player
game.
to moment. We'll probably run out of like these things by the 3rd episode, but
No,
we're gonna keep trying.
we're gonna keep it going.
Core
We're gonna keep
red
that going.
card.
It just works. Like the name core
Carrie
works
just
so
cursed
well
us.
for this. or we bring in their individual products and then puns off of that. We could do that. So core moment of the game. Thad, what was your biggest moment of the game?
No, I want to go last because I said I had 4 of them.
David. Corest
Um,
moment of the core moments.
The chorused moment of the game, match winner from the debut, LBJ, well taken goal.
Can you imagine that in the year 2026, Steven Afrifa is giving us a game-winning assist?
And he almost messed it up too.
Well, we wouldn't have thought that, but David Lee would have thought it back in October.
You know who would have messed that up? Shappy.
Shappy. You can't even pronounce his name right. That's how much you don't like Shoppy.
That ball from Joveljic on that play was so beautiful. And the ball from Manu on his own goal. But two amazing passes. Those are the best 2 passes of the night, set up those goals. And then he doesn't get credit for the dummy assist, but I allege that dummies are a non-touch is a touch. You made a move. That's a touch. He did a thing that led to that goal. He should get the assist.
Well, he got the secondary assist anyway because he passed it out there.
You're right.
So
I'm only ever looking at FootMob and they don't do that. So I kind of forget about the secondary assists.
what's your core moment, Robert?
I was going to ask Cody, but I'm going to go for this. I'm going to say it was when Mr. Klaus tried to catch Pulskamp out and was not successful.
It was a Klaus miss.
Yes.
I'll go with, just because this is a moment I'm thinking of, the moment at the end of the game, that just absolute chaos in front of the goal. They hit the post. Pulskamp tips it off the crossbar. That was just an insane play. And they survived it and got the win. 3 points. What do you know? That never happens.
I was actually going to go with the scramble in the box that we eventually got scored on. But Pulskamp had 2 saves. They were great saves, and I think that just kind of instills a little bit more confidence in him.
Those were great saves.
They were until they weren't.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great effort by Pulskamp and obvious lack for the defense to not find some moment in that 10 seconds to get a touch on that ball.
Yeah.
But still, great job by Pulskamp on that one.
I do think there probably could have been we could have fouled right before all of that happened, a technical foul just to, set up for a free kick versus that scramble. But we didn't. We'll get there eventually.
Thad, what do you got?
Well, you took my first 3 or 4, but I'm going to go with something that did not happen in the game, but happened post game. I don't know if you saw the video, but they handed out game balls, and they actually got to hand out 3 game balls. Wicky for getting his first win, Lasse for getting his debut and goal, and one to David Lee for having got his first win as the god of all soccer, Kansas City Sporting stuff. or whatever term he has, but a well-deserved, and I think we're seeing the fruit of him being cautious, or not cautious, but being patient about building the team. And we'll get into more of that later. So that's my moment, is actually after the game, seeing 3 game balls handed out.
David Lee has a slash in his title. Like, I think there's 2 titles in there, but I don't think that one of them is God of something.
Yeah, well, it's all interpretation.
All right. Any other thoughts from this game?
I thought this was one of Poolskamp's best games for Sporting. He was strong coming out to claim balls. He had some huge saves. He was under pressure a lot all night long. And even on the one where we eventually conceded, I mean, to Carey's point, he made 2 incredible saves. Didn't really get a whole lot of help from the defense, but he looked like he was maybe trying to prove a point against his former club, but it was probably one of the better games I've seen from him.
I'm glad you mentioned that, David. I wanted to pull in a soundbite, but I did not get it done in time to have it live on the pod. But I want to read a quote from Dayon about his former club, at least part of it. But because he was good, he didn't like celebrate much. He gave like love to the fans and all that stuff. It was a very classy act and all that stuff. Do the heart thing and all that stuff. We won the title together, and I'm very happy and proud of my time here. But every time when I come to play against them, I need to be even 120% ready. Unfortunately for them, I'm going to keep scoring against them.
Decky.
Yeah, he is all about the scoring goals. And another quote from last night post game was, "I am here to score goals."
Simple, straight to the point, and he's doing so. Yeah,
all right,
he's looking really good. What do you got, Robert?
I'm going to throw 2 things here. One, you guys are all going to, be mad at me for, but let's not deceive ourselves. The underlying numbers were not good. We were playing a watered down Galaxy. Okay, I'm all for the victories. I get it, but let's moderate it just a little bit, right? But I do want to say that Manu is starting to show that he is the guy who can play that final pass, fairly consistently. A couple of them didn't come off, but he's doing that more and more these days when he's got the opportunity.
Yeah, and I think it's a fair point to recognize the Galaxy were not at their best, and that's a very valid, fair point. But Sporting was the team on the road, and they had to struggle, and they got the win. And there would have been plenty of games in the past where we could have said SKC was the better team, and they didn't get the win because the other team just wanted it more or got lucky, whatever. Sporting got it this time, even though they didn't have Paintsel or Peck. I mean, we didn't have Basong or Reynolds or Ian James or a lot of other guys who are still waiting to show up.
Yeah, or compete. I mean, we have a half-built roster, right? Like we're missing our Israeli center back who won't be here till the summer. We're missing Capito. We're missing, hypothetically, the Brazilian center back. I mean, we have a half-built roster. This was a fair fight.
Yeah, this is our first away win since San Jose last year in July.
Yeah, screw you, Robert.
No,
there were other people the Galaxy were missing. Their center back Gleason didn't play. They're holding another player or 2 back because of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So, yeah.
No, it's valid. I mean, we need to recognize we played a Galaxy that was not at their best.
No, you will not rain on my parade. No. We
I'm
got
not
3
raining on
points.
the parade. I'm just pointing out, hey,
you will not make me feel bad about this.
No, don't feel bad. This is a step. This is a great
Smash
step.
and grab. Smash and grab good.
I never expected this team to go from very bad to very good in one step. They don't. It's not
too
gonna
bad
happen.
because right here we got 3 points.
That makes us very good.
Can we talk about a player that I'm kind of concerned about for the kind of the rest of the year as the team and the roster develops? So Jacob Bartlett moved further up in the midfield now that LBJ's anchoring down at the 6. I was not impressed with Jacob Bartlett. I continue to. He's young. I don't want to give up on him. He's 20 years old, but Jacob Bartlett, I think, needs time with the 2s. He was the weak link in our midfield, and trying to link the back line to the front line. And the sooner we can get Jake Davis back in the midfield, the better we'll be. But I just don't think Bartlett's got enough seasoning yet to be starting as much as he is.
And that's disappointing because we saw him perform better than this last year. Like there were better signs than the last couple games that we saw last year. So, yeah, haven't seen the next step taken from him yet. Thad.
Yeah, I don't think he played that bad. I mean, yeah, it wasn't his best game, but he is young, and it is part of the growing pains of having young players. That's again, it kind of sucks. But as he plays if he plays next to Lasse for a lot of several games, that might also improve.
Lasse is going to unlock a lot. That move, as like Robert was saying, it's going to move Manu up the field, and then him and Decky can work things out together. So he's going to unlock a lot. Okay, let's take a break, and then we'll talk about Capita. All right, Capita Kapemba. I love an alliteration. This is a great name. Sporting KC have signed 24-year-old Angolan winger Capita Kapemba. Thad, what are you thinking? Speed.
We've been told he's the fastest player in Poland, right?
Capita Kapemba is quick.
Yeah, the team can use that. I've watched his highlights. He has some speed. He can get off a good shot. I didn't see a whole lot of great crosses or passing, but that may just be the way that team played. So I can't wait for him to actually get here and get playing and see how it goes.
He did his final walk around the stadium, and they filmed it at his club, and everyone was applauding and cheering. And when you take that victory lap and you realize that the fans are really going to miss this player, that means we're getting a good one. And you would think that would translate to the skill that he can bring to this team. Same thing happened with LBJ, but yeah,
I'm not sold on LBJ as a nickname. Not all the way there on that yet.
No, I need
like
this to happen.
Lasseberg. Lasseberg is fun to say. I'm rolling with Lasse.
I have a transfer target because I know David Lee's listening. But if we have LBJ, there's a player. He's Brazilian. He went to Chelsea for a little bit and got loaned out forever. Then went to Newcastle, got loaned out forever. He currently plays for Pachuca. His name is Kennedy. His full name is like Robert Kennedy Nascimento. But if we have Bobby Kennedy and LBJ on our team at the same time, I would be so excited.
The branding opportunities are endless with that.
They'd all come to the games in skinny ties. It would be incredible. We could get John Hamm, even though he's a St. Louis guy, we'd get him to come as Don Draper to do like a video. It would be the vibes would be immaculate.
So, Carrie, it's a sign that we should see something in this signing that all of his former fans in that reaction, but also Robert. It's a $2.63 million reportedly plus bonuses transfer. So that right there, that makes me feel something.
Yeah, I mean, didn't we try to steal some of their other players too along the way? But
they tried to do the Manu and Shoppy thing, like see what they could throw in on the bargain bin as well.
I think that was the other guy.
That was the other. That's Borges.
That was the other guy.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we were trying to raid Hungary,
and that was a report from somebody who I don't know is reliable. If there's been lots of weird reporting out there, so I'm not sure if that one was true. But
to clear up the rumor that we're talking about, so the rumors that were in on a 23, 24-year-old Brazilian center back, Diego Borges, from a club in Hungary. And the report was that we were also trying to sign two of his teammates. Yeah. We were hungry for players.
Oh, Jesus.
And we were trying to get a 3-for-1.
The joke you said in our chat here was better than that one. You should have gone with that joke.
I've spent too much time with Thad. I don't know. I've known Thad too long now. It's getting bad.
When I saw it, I thought Thad wrote that, so that makes sense.
The soccer Capita of America. Every time he scores, it needs to be up on the video board.
Somebody in the cauldron needs to have a 2-poller to raise every time that happens.
Oh, it will be coming out whenever we play St. Louis. No worries.
Okay, so there's a new player. Rumors of others coming.
Yeah, I think the Borges rumor is true, and I think it'll be happening soon because the window will be closing in another couple of weeks or so, 10 days, whatever it is.
Didn't Andrew Wiebe last night say in the broadcast that he talked to David Lee, and David Lee said there would be one more player coming before the window closes?
I did not listen to Andrew Wiebe.
Yeah.
Shocking. No, Andrew's a good guy, but
And a Kansas Cityan. Be nice.
he's not a bad guy. I already said that. I just don't always listen to people talking on the TV because
Borges would be good though. He's big. He's fast. It's tough to really know because there's not like you can fire up Paramount and watch the Hungarian league, but young player though with like high upside.
6'4",
21 years old.
Between him and Blorian, that would be like a big back line. That would be
Yeah.
two really big center backs.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
Yeah.
I like it.
And then Ian James next to him, just like solid as heck. So it'll be a very different team in not too many weeks.
Are there numbers reported on that signing?
Not that I've seen. There might have been.
It seems notable that there are 3 of these, and there's been some other rumors, and it seems like we really only ever had like one of these a year. Like several of these seem that, like, I know we had more room to sign people, but it seems notable they're making moves. We waited a little too long because there was no one in the front office to actually do it, but they're making moves. Thad.
Yeah,
things are happening. Are we going to be good this year? Probably not.
I will still maintain that we will be fairly good by the end of the year. Fairly good just means playoffs. I mean, that's a low bar, but it's a low bar that hasn't been hit lately. So I do think that, again, I've said it from the beginning, the team will struggle through the first part. Team will be very different by the end of these first 14 games. The team will be different in the next 20 games. And I think it will be good enough to make the playoffs and at least scare some people. I'm not saying they're going to win any MLS Cup or go to the finals or even, any of that stuff, but I'm just trying to be realistic, and I think they will be good because I've seen these players.
I imagine a lot of people are laughing hysterically at you saying this team is going to make the playoffs. I don't disagree, but is there anyone else that is like, no way we're making the playoffs? David, I'm looking at you.
I mean, we're 1 point back of 8th right now. It's early. It's tough the league is built to keep as many teams in contention for as long as possible. That's why they keep expanding it, right? 9 teams make it, and 8, 9 have a play-in game. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's designed to keep us in. I think we were technically in playoff contention late last year, and we weren't very good. So could we get Borges and Capita in and be competitive, and then in the summer get another center back in and end up being decent? Yeah, I mean, it's possible for sure.
I don't know. I don't like this. Carrie, we were proud of ourselves at the beginning of this season because we had removed all expectations, and now we're going to have fun.
That's true.
And here's Thad and David already. We won one game. Lassie Berg played 90 minutes. And they're like, we're gonna do this.
And
we're not gonna be the worst team
I didn't
anymore.
say that. I didn't say that.
No, and I didn't say that either. But what I've been saying is I've been saying this for a while now, not just after one win.
Well, I'm surprisingly the opposite. I think actually last year we all said that Sporting would make the playoffs in that 9 or 8 spot. And then what did we do? Barely beat out Wooden Spoon. So I'm going to keep expectations being low and say we're not making playoffs so that I can be even more hyped when we do.
There we go. Smart lady right there.
So
Robert,
Robert, are we making it?
No. I thought Cody was leaning toward my side there for a little bit, saying that lowering expectations, like I brought things down for the game this weekend. But I mean, we don't really know. I mean, the talent gap is still massive. We're going to have to gel with all these new guys. We're going to have to make sure they complement each other. And are we totally convinced that David Lee and Raphael Wicky are working together? Or is Lee just saying, okay, here are your players, do what you can with them? So that's a point that I have a little concern about.
What makes you think that they aren't working together?
Yeah, that's a
It's
vital
kind of
part
been
of
implied. It's kind of been implied in some things I've said in some of the press conferences. It's kind of like, okay, they're not like totally working together on these acquisitions.
Are you referring to like when Wicky gets asked about a player and he says, that's not my job, that's David Lee's job?
That's part of it, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's just a very clear delineation, and he's just wiping because he's not going to go out and say, oh, yeah, we're looking at 3 players. because I think that might get him in trouble with David Lee. But I do think they at least are working towards players that they mutually want.
Robert,
Yeah.
I think
to what
another
degree we don't know for sure.
Right.
But, yeah.
I think maybe another reason you're thinking that was media day when they kind of were like, well, we haven't really spoken yet. And it was because they
Yeah.
like he hadn't been there, Wicky hadn't been there that long. And when they did arrive, they had left and gone to another state. So I'm assuming, I'm very hopeful that they're working together and that David Lee is getting his input on the kind of players that the head coach wants to play with. So
Well, Thad mentioned delineation. I think Wicky is very focused on just the coaching job, which is what Peter really said when he was last here. I'm finally just coaching. I think Wicky is really focused on that. So I don't know to what degree he's involved.
Well, and I think you're right in that. I will partially agree with you that it is David Lee deciding on these players. And if Wicky didn't like one and he loved one, I think David Lee's decision is final, and Wicky has to deal with it. However, I don't think that means that they're not talking together and trying to get players that they both like.
Sure.
Because I've said since David Lee's first press conference, this is David Lee's team, because he made it also clear that I'm building the roster, and if a coach doesn't like it, they're gone.
Right.
Essentially, not exactly how he said it, but I'm building the roster. If the coach doesn't coach to how we want to play this game, they're gone. There's other coaches. So, and I'm kind of walking a little bit of a fine line that, yes, I agree with you partly, but I think they are working together. I just don't think when it comes down to it, it's David Lee's team. Wicky coaches them. It's his job to put them out there.
Thad, I think that's your MO. I think we all know that. You walk the line. You are Johnny Cash.
I wish I was rich, famous, and had that voice. Man.
Yeah, well.
So one thing I think in terms of our roster construction that's really interesting to me is, LBJ is, I think, 26 years old. Capita is 24 years old, which means neither of them are eligible to be U22s. Borges, I said earlier, I think he was 24. He's 21. So he could be a U22 for us. We opted at the beginning of the year to do the two designated player for U22s. We currently have 0 U22s. We signed Borges, that's 1. We still have room in the summer to sign 3 expensive transfer fee, high upside players to improve this roster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, media day and things, I think David Lee addressed that, saying, you've got to get those right. You can't afford to waste those slots because they're ones you can sell off, right, David, and make a profit later. So you've got to get those right.
And that's another thing that David Lee has very much made it clear is we want to bring in players, make them better, sell them for a profit, and then keep building the team by turning over those kind of players. And that's why they want to make sure they get those right. And those 2 rumored other players that from the team from Borges, I think were also both in the 21, 20 age group that could have been U22s. So that may have been why they at least asked about them. If that's true.
I also like that we've expanded the map. I don't want to say the name that Cody scolded me for saying earlier, but we used to sign a player profile of predominantly Spaniards.
We already did it, though.
And Eastern European, we loved a Hungarian. We loved where did
Barcelona B? We love Barcelona B.
Yeah, we loved a Barcelona B player. But Capita is from Africa. Borges is from Brazil. LBJ is from Norway. It looks like we're casting a wider global net, and I think
we're getting Borges from Hungary, but he's Brazilian.
Yeah.
So speaking of Barcelona B and the Catalan Cafe, Cody, do we now have to put tents in the Catalan Cafe for our core equipment sponsor? Is that how we're going to work this? Gotta coordinate this all together.
No, we hadn't built the Catalan Cafe yet, so maybe it's just under a core tent because they have some pretty heavy duty tents.
I think we do a live podcast from the parking lot. We host a tailgate, and underneath a core outdoor tent, we can serve paella. We can serve, various.
Churros.
Are you making it? Who's making
Catalan
the food?
I've got a paella pan. How authentic do you want? You want rabbit and snails in it, like in like
Oh, Lord.
like a proper Andalusian paella, or like what do you want in it?
Rabbit, okay. Snail, probably not.
Snail's pretty good
What
if
do you
you
gotta
cook it
get
right.
snails?
You ever had escargot? Oh, it's butter and garlic. What's not to like?
My thing with food
I
is
can't.
texture. And that's like the worst kind of texture I can imagine. Slimy and
You know, I think I'd be fine. However, when I first had escargot, they put down a thing of toothpicks next to the shells, and you had to pick it out yourself, and that was not for me.
no.
But no, we'll get our tapas. We'll have a nice spread in the Catalan Cafe tent.
David
That
was
sounds good.
spitballing. He was spitballing there, but this is in the works. We're working on a tailgate that we can.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're
Probably
going
not
to
that
record
fancy.
live, but we're going to do this. We're going to do something and join fans. When we did the live watch party at the bar, that was very fun. I said the bar because I forgot the name of it. Happy Days? Strange Days. There we go.
Strange Days Brewing. Not a
Strange
sponsor.
Days Brewing. They're not a sponsor. Didn't get that wrong. Okay.
So-
yeah, let's what do you got?
Cody and Carrie, are you guys like, you don't eat oysters either? Is that right?
I have not had
So-
oysters, and my parents just went to Portugal and got food poisoning from oysters. So I think we're gonna
Oh,
stick
nice.
away from them.
Well, don't mention
I-
Thai food either, for David's sake.
I don't absolutely hate oysters, but I will eat them if set in front of me. But I think people are lying when they're like, "Oh, it's so good." It's not that. It's not that good. You just salt water, and there's always some sand in there, and it's not. Like,
Cody, are
they're
you like a
fine.
Dino
They're fine.
Nuggets kind of guy? Like, are you smashing a plate of Dino Nuggets at night?
One might call me a picky eater, but
Or
I'm a man
childish
of
eater.
I'm a man of principles. I'm not a childish eater.
You're
There are
a
things that I'll
boy.
just stay away from.
Your bed's on the floor. You like Dino Nuggets. You're a child.
Hey, Cody knows who he is. The only reason we're recording right now is because the Oscars are tonight and he wants to see them. So,
I did have somebody come up to me and say Cody's take on keepers was the dumbest thing he'd ever seen, and why the hell did he talk about his bed on the floor? And I'm like,
see, this is what social media is supposed to do.
this was in person.
That's how you get engagement. Make fun of me.
Cody's
That's how
bed
we
being
get
on the
engagement.
floor. It's how I got non-soccer fans to listen to our podcast, because they're like, I don't want to hear you talk about tactics for an hour. And I'm like, no. Look at Cody talk about his bed being on the floor and try to justify being 35 and sleeping on the floor.
It's all for the dog.
And there's some movies too. We get into movies. Oscar night. It was just an accident. Is going to win international picture. Go watch that. Best foreign film. Should have been nominated.
Who's
for
going to win
Picture.
Best Picture, Cody? We watched Hamnet Friday night.
Hamnet was good, right? I liked Hamnet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesse Buckley will probably win for that. But I think Rose Byrne was better. And If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. She's my vote for that. I don't know. Best Picture is a weird one. I guess I'm pulling for one battle after another.
Okay.
Best Actor is going to be interesting. I think Michael B. Jordan is going to sneak in there. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think he might actually sneak in as a little surprise winner. Okay, there you go. There's your movie stuff. I really need a movie podcast. Let's talk about the current. I think we wrapped up Sporting KC well enough. We can come back to that in segment 3. KC Current in their opener, 2-1 win over the Utah Royals, the former organization that left us. Thad, actually, before I give it to you, we are going to talk about them, but go listen to the Keeping Current podcast with Thad and Carrie and others. I think Sperry does that still every week, right? Okay. I didn't want to speak for Sperry on that one. So yes, go listen to that. Thad, what'd you think of the opener win for the Current?
I think Armas was really nervous about halftime because he was down 1-0. His keeper had been ran into and hurt and kept playing. So I could envision going through his mind like, oh, here I go again. But the quality of the front players, Croy Bethune and Ali Sentner, came in, scored a couple, or didn't, they were already in, but they scored goals and made it a 2-1 win. But they still have midfield problems. They're not healthy there. They don't have young starting midfielders, and we saw at least one of the Claire Hutton shine in her debut with Bay. Alex Pfeiffer scored a goal and an assist, and those two players would be really nice to have on the Current.
Well, the vitriol was pretty scathing quickly once we gave up that set piece goal on our Slack channel and other places. So, people have high expectations and don't want to be disappointed.
Oh,
well, after that offseason, people were quick to jump on that, Carrie.
Yeah, I popped over to the Blue Crew to go record some videos, which you can check that out at Off to the Wizards in the next week. And hopes are not high. It was scary over there. It was a dire time, and it was only 45 minutes in. But this was... I'm glad that we have a comeback so early, I guess, because it took until the last game of the regular season last year to do it, and that ultimately is kind of what killed us in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, no, they got the win, and there's a lot of talent. And I every time I talk to Armas, he's a really nice guy. I don't want to dislike him in any way, shape, or form. I still question whether they should have hired him, but that's gonna be a storyline for probably the entire season. But he has some tough games coming up. There's 3 games coming up in 8 days, all on the road, all on turf. You would not want to bring back a Timois. You may not want to bring back, and I'll get yelled at for this, but the aged veterans of Lowe and Rocky on turf if they're not 100%. So they end up going with Katie Scott as a right back who played essentially D-mid for them this weekend, and that's going to really struggle. It has potential for struggling when they go against good teams on the road.
Yeah, I will probably get yelled at by anybody who's ever played keeper. I thought Lorena was too slow off her line on that goal. I thought she could have come out more aggressively and claimed that ball that ended up going into the net. Loved Sentner's goal, though, to cut in, and I don't know why they kept giving her space, but it was well taken. It was a nice move. Obviously, this team is not going to set a record like last year's team did. I'd be stunned if they, come anywhere close to what last year's team did. Last year was just really special. But they'll still be good. I know it'll feel disappointing to follow up on last year with a year that's not as good. But I still expect them to make the playoffs. I still expect them to be dangerous. They won without Timois. It'll be fine. It'll be all good. And Carrie will be entertained. Last year, think about how many weeks in a row we had to listen to Carrie complain about, we score 1 and we kill the game off. Then Timois scores late and it's a 2-0 win, and that's so boring. And now we have a comeback, 2-1. We were behind. Now Carrie will be entertained, and I think that's a positive.
Thank God there's variety.
Thank God they're only mediocre and not just dominating, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
they're better than mediocre. They'll be good.
It was, you're sitting there, right after halftime, and you're like, okay, it is a first game of the season. It looks like it, and even watching other NWSL games, you're like, all right, yeah, we're back. We're not there yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I asked quite a few people just like their predictions for the game, and it's Utah, they'll win easily. So what do you think the score will be? 1-0. Like, that doesn't sound like it's Utah, it'll be an easy win. That sounds a little more tough, right? And Utah was probably the better team in the first half. Kansas City was definitely the better team in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, you mentioned off to see the Wizards earlier. Your name here in the chat is off to see the Comets.
Yeah.
Did you make that, or did Thad do that for you?
No, I put that on there.
Okay. Is that because you played in the media game?
I did. And I liked
Celebrity game.
Yeah, celebrity game.
Sorry, yes, celebrity game.
Yeah, it was cool.
How was it?
It was great. I didn't touch the ball once. I think Thad did, but never with his feet, only with his hands.
No, I did too. I kicked the ball twice.
I did. So I had my friend video a little bit of me because I was mic'd up, and so I walked over to Thad after he did one of the handballs, and I gave him an imaginary card.
He loves to say I scored an offside goal, but the guy uses his hands regularly in these games.
I never said I did not abuse the rules. I don't. No,
Carrie, you have to be really aggressive in those games, or you won't ever touch the ball, especially especially the Comets one. That game is just chaos.
Yeah, that's okay. I got my steps in walking up and down, at least.
She came over and tried to give me a card, and I thought she was giving me a high five.
Nope. It's a card.
So what was the score?
3.
I don't know that we really know.
3-2,
Oh,
something like that. I
okay.
don't know.
Somebody ends up throwing the ball into the net inevitably in that game every time anyway.
They did.
We'll see. Now this
Really?
is why
Did I call that?
No, I think they well, because I walked back up to my friends and they were like, "Did you see the person throw the ball into the goal?" And I was like,
Oh.
"No,
yeah,
but
that happens.
No. See, the one reason I did touch the ball with my hands is somebody picked the ball up and threw it down the field towards our end. So I just like volleyballed it back that direction because there's no throwing the ball in. There's no throw-ins in indoor soccer. So I just knocked it back the other way. And that's when Carrie tried to give me a card for a handball.
I saw that the actual Comets game was pretty good. Fought back with 3 goals there at the end, and then heartbreak in overtime.
Yeah. Did you see the statement put out by the managing partner of the Comets today?
I did not.
yes,
Yeah.
it was.
You didn't have it prepared.
I
I
have
am
it pulled
so
up.
interested.
I have it
I
pulled
am
up.
so interested to see who this is.
There we go.
Tell me about this.
Terry
Statement
saved it.
from managing partner Brian Basinski. Basically, there's a Comets player that got a red card, and they even went to VAR for it. The red card was given, and this guy issues a statement today asking that ref to step down at the end of the season. And it's like, this
Oh, I gotta
is
see this play.
his first red card in 279 games. Like, he came with the facts.
Yeah.
And then
He's played 13 years.
yes, and then the comments even like have the ref like asking them to like slow down the video, like go back, like rewind it, like let me see it, and they came with their facts when they posted this statement.
Tell Nate to post the play on social media so I
It
can
is.
analyze it. It is? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good job, Nate.
It's on Twitter. It's on YouTube. It's on
Keep going.
Facebook.
Okay, YouTube. I can do YouTube.
That's incredible.
So yeah, I didn't see the play live because we were doing the celebrity game get ready crap, and apparently the guy was bear hugging Chad Vandegrift, and at some point they just turn and Comets score, and the guy falls down holding his face. Like, I mean, his arm was kind of up, but it was like they were making it like he threw an elbow at the guy. And
I love that
Vandegrift
from
is nice.
I love that from Budzinski. That's awesome. Well done. Is he going to get fined for that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I
but
don't know how they roll in that league.
Yeah, and the ref was Rich Grady, who has been around for a long time, and I do think at one point he was really good, and I do kind of think he's not been as good lately. But the point was that they threw the red card, and he even says in the statement, like, anybody can make him, see this, but when you go to look at it on video, you should overturn it. But
I love it. I think we should do more of that. Like every coach, nobody wants to get fined. Nobody wants to get suspended by the league, but they're all wealthy. Just talk shit. Like, there are some horrible officiating decisions in every league. WNBA, college, football, basketball, like soccer, everywhere, all over the world. Just talk shit. Like, what's the worst that happens?
We had it 2
you pay
seasons ago.
$50,000. Like, it's just talk shit. The refs.
Dad, what's the
Need to be
quality
better.
of referee like in this league compared to Major League? Do they do outdoor games? Like, are these?
Yeah.
Okay.
absolutely. Actually, the fourth official at the current game was there. He normally is he sometimes refs as one of the 2 refs or as a third official. Drew Klemp. There's been MLS referees, NWSL referees that referee in these things, and that's kind of the point he made, is this guy is past his prime. We need to get younger ones that are doing better. I know there was a complaint about another ref earlier this year that I think he made a promise to the league that if they didn't, if they assigned this guy back to one of the Comets games, he would take some kind of action. That I don't really know the whole story. So,
I mean, I love that, but as the league, you got to find the coach for saying that, right? Like,
managing
so
partner, not the coach.
Or yeah,
I'm
right.
so
Yeah,
here
same.
for it.
I
Like,
think that's even worse.
the only zebras I like are from Botswana. Like, they're awful people. They get all the calls wrong. Like, I'm here for it.
I try to be fair with all the refs. Like, a lot of times I'll see something and I'll see a replay later and like, okay, I can see why they saw that or whatever. But some of them are not good and some of them don't care. Most of them do.
All right, we got in our Botswana reference. for the episode. Let's go to break and talk about. I'm really struggling today. I told you guys, long weekend of working. My words are not operating properly today.
You know what would help you feel more rested? Like a proper box spring.
It's a really good mattress.
Sure,
it just needs to be off the ground.
It needs to be supported by something,
Maybe like
a box spring
or
a
bed
platform.
frame. Yeah.
And I said, I gave you that story because I knew that I could put the bed up at any time because her limp was gone. And 2 days after recording that podcast, her limp was back. So I think I'm stuck with it here for another little bit.
You could
I
just
don't
get
know
like
what's going on.
dog stairs.
No, but see, I've thought about it, but she's an Aussie. She's too quick and she doesn't care. Like each time doesn't hurt her. And even if she does, she's not thinking about it. And I can't stop her. I either have to not let her on my bed or I'm keeping it on the ground for a bit. If a girl comes over, I'll put it up. Let's go to break.
No worries.
All right. Let's talk about Major League Soccer. What else happened around the league? I wanted to note that DC United got their second win of the year already, the current wooden spoon holders. I have been keeping half an eye on them this year because they just spent a lot of money. They finished in last place. They spent quite a bit of money, overhauled the whole roster in one off season. And it's going to be interesting when you compare that to Sporting Kansas City this year. 2 wins already for DC, Thad.
More interesting, though, is the Shield winners being in last place with no wins, no points.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's pretty crazy, too.
It's like they're trying to swap places.
LAFC is just ridiculously good. Defeated our friends across the state. Another good thing that happened this weekend. 2 wins for our teams. They lost.
Kind of funny that 2 teams from Midwest are both in LA the same night playing LA.
Right.
You know? And it kind of cracked me up last night when I realized this, but with charter flights now it wouldn't happen, but back about 15 years ago, they could have both come home on the same plane.
They would have 15 years ago, probably.
New England got their first win of the season in a 6-1.
A huge one.
Yeah, 6-1 against Cincy.
As we record right now, Vancouver is up 4-0 over Minnesota at halftime.
Dang.
Vancouver is up on them, you said?
4-0 at halftime. And then we buried the lead. Biggest news of MLS, of the games last night. Cody, who scored?
Daniel Shalhoub scored. I kind of thought we said that, didn't you? I think you buried the lead and said that in an earlier segment. But yeah, Shalhoub got another goal.
I'm happy
Is that
for
who
him.
you were going for?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
too.
good for him.
Me too. And we kind of
mustache.
knew
No mustache.
he's just
Maybe
that
was the
player.
key.
Now
Maybe
that
was
he's
the key.
a change of environment, he had a good first game, and now he's got a couple goals, and that's just kind of player is. He's going to keep scoring, and I have no regrets because if he was still here, that none of that would have happened, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm very happy for Daniel.
Contract
Did any
signed.
of you guys?
Contract year. He's here.
That's right. Golden Boot win. Did any of you guys read the MLS article about Josh Sargent last night?
No.
Like the way it's written strongly implies that he was dominant last night. So I click it, expecting, because I didn't watch the game. I saw Shallowy scored and then watched the highlight of that. But I click this link, start to read this article, and it's like Josh Sargent paying off in $22 million transfer. The TLDR, he didn't do anything. He took some shots. They did not go in.
He played 20
He
minutes.
got zero assists and 0 goals. And
You
they
said-
were like, what? 22 million well spent.
You said
It
this
was-
was a Major League Soccer article.
Yeah.
Who's working for them? They've fired everyone. Do they still have humans writing it, or is that AI written?
Probably
It's
Charles.
the coach of the Seattle Reign, ChatGPT.
Yeah. Tyler Snipes wrote that.
Seriously though, is there a name on it? There's a name assigned to that article?
Tyler Snipes.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there is. I can find it real quick.
Okay. If it says MLS staff,
Yeah.
that's AI.
Josh Sargent nearly makes instant impact in Toronto FC debut.
Nearly.
Yeah, you're like, what a weird way to put it. But yeah, he stepped on the field in the 70th minute with a $22 million transfer fee. And then the cliff notes of this article are, he didn't score, he didn't get an assist.
Is that unfair of me to say about MLSsoccer.com? They fired everyone. Who's even working there making content anymore?
Nobody good.
Charles Beam has been there for a long time, is still there.
Yeah, he is.
I was going to say, there's one or two that are still there, but a lot of newer ones who need their chance to cut their teeth in writing articles.
I don't think
he started in 2004, same year I did. So
I don't think you can feel bad whenever we know it's AI, Cody. Half the time, more than half the time.
David, you saw the sneakers today?
Yeah.
The American Outlaw sneakers?
American Outlaws and Adidas have a collab. I was not much of a sneakerhead up until a couple years ago. My son, Jack, he has to wear high tops because he rotates his ankle, he pronates his ankles in. And because of that, what you will discover is that whether you buy the Target brand high tops or Nikes, they are all expensive. So might as well just buy him the Nikes. And so that got Jack and I kind of into sneakers. Love a Jordan 4. I somehow have collected a ton of Adidas sneakers because they supply both the University of Miami and KU, my alma maters. So I have become something of a sneakerhead, albeit a broke one. But American Outlaws and Adidas collabed to have a sneaker, and it is sick. It's so cool. And under $100, which not bad.
It is. They probably could have priced these at more. They are very nice. I like the American Outlaw skull down the tongue. It's very nice.
And the red on the back with the
yes,
logo.
That red heel is great.
Are we going to put up a photo of it?
On the video, I'll stick a photo of it in here somewhere, probably over my face.
But yeah, no, they're blue. I will be buying my pair as soon as our podcast ends.
That's a good deal for the Outlaws and Adidas.
I'm surprised it's under the 100 though. I mean, I don't spend a lot of money on stuff. I buy shoes at outlets and stuff like that, but
things like this, when it's hyper focused and you do this because there's an audience that's waiting to buy them, whenever you see things like this, it is always outlandish, and that is a pretty good price point. I bet the American Outlaws had some say in that. Adidas was probably looking at 150 and they're like, no, keep it under 100.
But yeah, no, nice lifestyle sneaker, not like a running shoe. It's like a proper lifestyle sneaker, and it'll look great with the Waldo 2.0s, which I will also be buying.
Not a sneaker I would just wear all the time, but 4th of July and World Cup is coming, obviously. And then I'd wear those Olympics and anything, honestly.
Samba-esque.
I need it to be sports though. It has to be sports, or I'm worried about draping myself in the American flag. Okay. Yes, cool sneakers. What else we got? Any final thoughts here, people?
I have a favor to ask of Robert.
And what is that, my friend?
He's gonna want you to take the hat off.
No. As I too am wearing a hat. Robert, if you were to look at that scarf wall behind you, Robert has the best backdrop by far. The rest of us have that isn't even real.
Neither am I.
I can't help but notice that one scarf is very visible in frame and one is half cut off. And I would like for you to swap those two, please.
Let's see, David.
This is a dangerous game because the final product here, what people might be watching, might look different. His camera might be in a different spot. So, and also, I don't even know what you're talking about.
To the Brazilian scarf, David?
Yeah, I think the Brazilian and Argentinian scarves need to swap. I, as your friend, would like to see more representation of my cultural heritage. And since there are no Argentines on this podcast, only a fan, only a bandwagon fan like Cody.
I see it full.
Hey, David,
I thought you would have asked for England to be swapped.
Notice there's no Man City scarf up there. Did you notice
that?
Okay. But see, no, I only see a sliver of the Brazilian scarf.
Okay. All right. I can see more. So, okay. I will do that for you, David.
So the Brazilian one's a little shaved off?
Mm-hmm. Hey. What's the Scout one you have?
The sporting.
I've never seen that.
You haven't seen that one?
Sporting has a yellow scarf like that?
Yep, sure does.
How are you guys seeing
I'm
this?
not seeing that one.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Cody's seeing
Robert,
a
on
broader,
my option right now, my screen is on the
Widescreen?
bottom row, so it's bigger. That's
Yeah.
what I was
Even-
trying to make the point of,
Oh,
like, people
well-
might be listening to you and they're like, what is he talking about?
Well, even then, I would like for it to be more prominent, given, most successful national team of all time.
It's inside
enough.
the World Cup one. That's pretty prominent.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it can't go inside Argentina because they're the World Cup champions.
You can
So.
you can switch out England.
Can I? Hey, this
No,
is
we
my
like-
scarf wall.
Yeah, no, I'm good with the 3 Lions. I will root for England over everybody but the U.S. and Brazil.
Well, I need my Netherlands scarf up there because they're going to be base camping here, and I need to get an Algerian one apparently.
And a Norwegian one for our new Lasse Berg, who is our hero and our champion. And going
Cody, I
to
want to
save
buy the
us.
shoes that you guys are talking about, so I don't know if I can afford all this.
Cody, are you feeling sparkled yet?
Sparkled.
Yeah. This is what Wicky said he wants to sparkle the fans.
Oh yeah. I was
Sorry, no, I was going. You mentioned LBJ.
My
so I was going
default
back
is
to
that you guys are
sparkle.
making fun of me.
Yeah,
why
that's
I
a
do
pretty
that.
good default.
I'm ready for you all to be making fun of me. Okay. Final thoughts. Thad. I haven't done this in a while. Leave us with something prophetic.
Sporting will get better.
He said it again.
Which one? That was
Disappointed.
I thought I got scolded for not bringing the energy at the beginning. This is a victory podcast.
You're the energy person. I am the realistic kind of
Okay, well,
middle of the
scream it.
road kind of old guy person.
Okay, I'll just deliver it better. Sporting KC will get better. Sporting.
It's Saturday and the game is on. 10 minutes in, it's 3-0. I'm sipping back an empty can. I don't give a damn if it's 9 a.m. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer, whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. The other side don't seem so tough, and 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood